grab a coffee, grab a little snack, get cozy, get comfy, because we're gonna do something a little bit different today. And we're just gonna have a catch up, kind of a life update. And you already know from the title that the main thing that I'm gonna share with you is that I'm pregnant. And I can't even believe that I'm saying that, because I've wanted to be a mom for my entire life. And I always hoped and dreamed that this would happen, but I still can't believe it. It feels so surreal, and I have already learned so much in the process. I'm 23 and a half weeks right now, which is about between 5.5 and 6 months pregnant. And you can probably tell I'm a little out of breath, but I feel really good right now. I'll tell you a little bit about my symptoms and some like food aversions and cravings and stuff later on. But the first thing that I wanted to share is just, yes, I am pregnant, and we are so excited and so happy. Also, I wanted to say that for the most part, my content is not going to change that much, because I really try to make sure that I do share things that I love and that I find helpful and useful, mostly in the form of recipes or food prep, meal prep, things that I buy that are helpful, like whether it's a grocery haul or household things, anything that I love and that makes my life either easier, more efficient, more delicious, or just kind of enhances the little moments in life and makes them a little more special. That's what I like to share here. I try to keep my content to stuff that is going to be helpful and interesting for you guys, and that's not going to change. I do think, because I have a lifestyle element to my videos, and I like to share things that I'm working on, or if I'm decorating, or if I'm making a certain kind of meal, that's definitely going to be incorporated into it, and our growing family will be incorporated into that. But for the most part, my content is going to stay the same, and I'm going to keep the baby's privacy sacred, because I think that's really important. We're going to navigate that as we go, but I just wanted you to know that I'm still going to be making videos. I might take a little bit of time off when the baby is born, but hopefully I'll be able to batch film and have videos going out regularly during that time as well. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to play it by ear and not put too much pressure on myself, but just so excited, and so excited to grow into this next chapter and to have you guys here with me. So that's the first thing. I will say now I'm feeling really good. My energy is back. Most of the food aversions have gone away, but in my first trimester, the number one symptom that I had was fatigue. I was so tired in a way that I've never been tired before. And Nicholas said I was like a different person, because normally I'm kind of a little energizer bunny. There's so many things that I always want to get done in a day, whether it's work related or home related or cooking. Like I've always kind of got little projects going on. But during the first trimester, I was like, I felt like half asleep for months, and I definitely needed naps throughout the day. So whenever I was able to do that, I would take a nap, and sometimes it was like I needed to just lay down after doing a task because I just felt exhausted, and other times it was like I was asleep in the kind of deep sleep where you wake up from a nap and you just are so disoriented and you don't even know what day it is anymore. I also had really crazy dreams, especially during that time, and so that was definitely my biggest symptom. The other one for me was food aversion. So luckily I never threw up, and I did have nausea, but it was not fun, but compared to what I know a lot of people deal with in terms of nausea and vomiting, it was fairly mild, but it was just persistent. Like I never felt not nauseous. It was kind of this low grade nausea, but the main thing was food aversions. And I had read, I think on one of my apps, that you may experience a food aversion, and I was like, a food aversion? I have all of the food aversions. Like every food that I normally like, I couldn't do it. It was so gross to me. And even like stuff that I wanted to eat, because I really wanted to be able to, fuel my body with healthy foods. I imagined that I would eat really healthy, when I got pregnant. And what happened was all vegetables, even the ones I love and I make all the time, every vegetable was so, I could not stand the thought of it. And even avocados, I love avocados, and that one is still a little iffy for me. The flavor and the texture I normally love. Recently, like the avocados and I have been on weird terms, but also like tofu and pumfu and all vegan meats. It was really challenging for the first trimester to find foods that I wanted to eat, that were balanced, that were gentle on my stomach because I was a little bit nauseous, but also that, you know, like sounded good to me. It was really difficult to strike that balance. What I would do is I would find one that I could stomach and that sounded good to me, and I would pretty much eat that until I got sick of it. And I know that that's pretty common, even outside of pregnancy. People get like a food fixation and then they eat it until they don't want to ever eat it again. I never really was like that before, but in the first trimester, the first one I really remember like being able to stomach was, and that was kind of hearty, was chickpea tuna with crackers and a glass of orange juice. It specifically had to be that way. And oh my gosh, I ate that so much during the first trimester because it had protein, it had fiber. I felt like I was getting some veggies in there because I was putting celery and cucumbers and pickles, but it was like chopped up really small. I would have that with a glass of orange juice because vitamin C helps you absorb iron, which is in the chickpeas. And it just felt like I was eating like tuna and crackers, which was great. I ate that so much until I could not eat that anymore. My camera was overheating. I'm actually kind of overheating right now because I have the air conditioning off for this video. But another food that I kind of fixated on for a while was my lentil meatloaf recipe. I knew again that I was getting some protein and some veggies. There's mushrooms in there, there's carrots in there, but everything, there's walnuts or pecans. I kind of change up the nut that I use, but you know, everything's really finely chopped up. So I was getting a little bit of nutrient dense food in a package that just feels very hearty and comforting and familiar. And that really worked for a while. I love mashed potatoes with meatloaf, and I could not stomach potatoes. Potatoes are one of my favorite foods. Potatoes, rice, oatmeal, I love those foods. During my first trimester, I did not love those foods. I could not even stand like the thought of a boiled potato or the inside texture like a roasted potato. It was not good. But I did find that I think maybe primarily because it was gentle on the stomach and also very nostalgic, that instant mashed potatoes really worked for me. I grew up eating a lot of instant mashed potatoes just as kind of a weekday staple, and it's a very nostalgic like texture and flavor. And the only ingredient when you buy instant mashed potatoes is just dehydrated potato flakes. And so I would do instant mashed potatoes with lentil meatloaf and like either a glass of like plant milk of some kind, something that, you know, has calcium. I really use like either soy milk or Ripple pea milk, which has added omegas as well. And I would do that, or orange juice, and I would have that a lot. Eventually though, my food aversions have subsided. I've been able to eat vegetables again, been able to eat tofu and pumfu and oatmeal and potatoes of all kinds, although I still love my instant mashed potatoes now. My main cravings, especially in the beginning, were cereal and fruit. Strawberries was a big one, melon, oranges, orange juice. Orange juice is still a very strong one. And anything that was just cold and refreshing, I think, because it was hydrating, full of vitamins, gentle on the stomach. The other one was cereal, and specifically, this is not sponsored, but I feel like this baby is gonna be brought to you by Kashi's Cinnamon Harvest, the little squares. I literally at any given time have between 2 to 4 boxes in the pantry. I eat it almost every single day, and I do my loaded cereal bowls. So I do usually berries on top, I'll do walnuts, sometimes I'll do almond butter or hemp seeds. I try to do a high protein milk like Ripple or soy milk. Really try to make it balanced, and these are, I'm talking big bowls of cereal. But they have sustained me from the very, very beginning. And when I was really early on, I was actually waking up around like 4 in the morning a lot of the times and craving cereal, feeling hungry enough to eat a big bowl of cereal, even though it was dark in the middle of the night. So I definitely did that. I would like curl up on the couch, I'd watch Gilmore Girls, I'd have my bowl of cereal, and then I'd go back to bed. And I did that for the first like stretch of the first trimester. Now I have cereal for breakfast a lot of mornings or as a snack throughout the day. Sometimes I even have it after dinner if I feel like I need a little bit more food. I definitely have a very hearty appetite right now, so I'm trying to take advantage of that and get nutrient dense foods in as much as possible, but also eat in a way that sounds good to me, because even though I don't have nausea anymore, I don't want to like force myself to eat things, you know, just because they're healthy. I'm really trying to listen to my body, eat the quantity and at the times that feel right to me, and just trust the process. The last thing I'll say related to this topic is that I'm not going to be giving a lot of advice when it comes to pregnancy and raising children. I'm a first-time mom. I'm learning, you know, along the way. I will definitely share things that I find helpful and hopefully useful, but I really don't feel comfortable giving advice to anyone. So I hope you guys will understand that I will not be doing that in my videos or really in the comments. I'll try to help in any way that I can, but I'm not an expert, and I just really feel more comfortable leaving that to the experts. But what I would really like is if you guys could give me some tips. So right now we are working on setting up a space for the baby and just trying to figure out like what kind of things that we need, trying to figure out like what actually is essential. I've talked to some of my friends about it, but I would love to know what you guys have found helpful and any advice that you guys would have. I would love to know that, so please definitely comment below. The other thing that I would like to know if you guys could help me with is if you know of good, cruelty-free, vegan, pregnancy-safe hair products, specifically a heat protectant, and one that you can spray in on dry hair before you use like a curling iron. Because I know like Briogeo is one, it's a brand that I love and I use a lot, but theirs is like a cream that you put in when your hair is wet and then you blow dry, and I honestly don't really blow dry my hair. So I need something that I can spray into my hair before I curl it, and I've had a hard time finding it. When I've Googled exactly that, stuff comes up that then when I look into it, it doesn't seem to be what I'm looking for. And the reason I ask you guys that is because the other exciting thing that I get to tell you is that Nicholas and I are getting married in September. You may remember that we got engaged earlier this year. We're getting married twice actually. We're doing a small family wedding here, very small, and I'm so excited about that. And I know how I want to do my hair. I found a video on TikTok and it's kind of an updo that is suitable for short hair types, but I'd like to have some like curly bits and, you know, wavy texture going on. So I want to curl it first, but right now when I've been doing my hair, I've just not been using heat protectant because I don't have one. So I'd really like to get ahead of that and not damage my hair, but also have my hair look nice and shiny and polished for our wedding day. We are also going to have a larger family and friends wedding later, probably next year or within the next year and a half. We're still working on that, but we're going to have a little wedding first in September. The other little exciting thing that I've been working on is my blog, and so many of you told me in the last video that you went to check it out and that you really like the makeover. I'm still working on updating the older recipes so that they have more pictures and that they're written in a better format, and I would love to know what kind of recipes you guys want to see going into the fall. I know that like cozy recipes and pumpkin everything is what I love, but stuff that like is helpful. I got a comment recently about back to school lunches, also like easy dinner recipes, or maybe if you're going to be doing some fall entertaining, maybe holiday recipes. Like what is it when you think of, you know, kind of the last few months of the year and you think of cozy season and the holidays, what would make your lives better? What kind of recipes and what kind of content would really be beneficial? I would also love to know that. Keep having to stop. I've got to go drink some very cold water and put the air conditioning back on because I'm sweating. I hope you guys enjoyed this little catch up, this life update, and I can't wait to read your comments below. So I hope you guys have a really good day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.